he's not there yet.
Pregame.com.
4, 3.
Welcome back. Pregame.tv, Steve Fezzik, Teddy Covers. We are so excited. It's March Madness. We're breaking it all down. Wednesday night, University of Dayton Arena, the Flyers. Of course, they should have been probably in, I don't know, an 8 seed, 9 seed tournament, makes them an 11 seed, but no one in Dayton is complaining because they get to host a home game here against the much despised Mountain West Conference and Boise State, who the committee hates despite their chairman being from there. Makes no sense. Teddy, what do you think?
Well, the Mountain West stunk this year. Fact. All right. And Dayton, despite the fact that they kicked their best big men off the team, they had a hell of a season. When we're talking about guard play in the month of March, Dayton's get great. I mean, on a consistent basis, gets great guard play. I'm a big Archie Miller fan. You know, I think Archie Miller, both in terms of an X's and O's guy and a guy that has his team prepared. I like Archie Miller a lot. So there are certainly some things to like about Dayton in this ballgame. But on the other hand, I mean, this line's already moved. You know, this line opened 2.5. Now we're sitting at 4. And there's a thing or two to like about Boise in this game as well. But, I mean, what's your take, Fez?
Well, obviously the home field advantage in Dayton. That is a really, really tough place to play.
Now, how much is that worth for a game like this? Is that worth a full 3 points? Is that worth more than that even in this contest, a 4?
I think it would be worth a 4 because it would be worth more in a regular season game. And you figure maybe the refereing will be a little more unbiased than natural. But I'm sure Boise's never been to Dayton.
No.
So, and that's not an easy place to get to. Boise, I think there'll be about 50 Boise fans, and the entire stadium is going to be cheering for Dayton.
Sure.
And I'm concerned, well, obviously you got two sentiments. Boise can have the circle of the wagons, the committee screwed us, we're going to show them, or it's just a built-in excuse when things are going badly that, hey, you know, they dealt us a hand that was unplayable. And either one certainly could happen. I am concerned, though, about Dayton having to play all those games in the A-10 tournament, tough physical games, getting to the finals. That's not a good spot for them.
Well, I mean, it wasn't a much more difficult situation for Wyoming. I mean, they are a physical team. And Dayton has some matchup problems in this game. You know, Wyoming's going to get every rebound. And I'm being facetious. They're not going to get every rebound, of course. But, you know, Dayton lacks size.
Boise's going to get every rebound.
Yeah, why am I saying Wyoming when
because,
I'm talking about
because it's Mountain. Because no one respects the Mountain West. They all think of them as just being generic.
I watched the whole tournament. Yeah.
Boise, I know you did. Boise's going to get. You know, Dayton doesn't have a guy taller than 6'6". Of course, Boise's going to get.
Yeah. So, you know, again, people talk about guard play. I like teams with balanced play in March. I want the teams with the good guards, but not if they don't have the big men that can clean up the glass, that can get easy buckets in the paint. And I think Boise suited for that. I talked about how I'm a big Archie Miller fan. You know, Larry Shiat's not a bet against coach by any stretch of the imagination. And Boise, we talk about teams that got the job done on the road. Well, let's see. You know, 8-5 straight up on the highway, 4-2 straight up on neutral floors. They've taken care of business in hostile environments all year long. And from a point spread value perspective, Boise, the team that I couldn't even remember, I was calling them Wyoming 2 seconds ago, 14-3 against the number their last 17 ball games. They have been a consistently undervalued commodity, which is not always good news when, again, you're betting at the tail end of a line move. That being said, Dayton's the better team from the better conference playing at home. What does that mean to you?
Handicapping 101. I'm from Dayton. And maybe I'm biased here. I'm going to make this official. I'm going to make my case here.
All right. Are you ready to make it official?
I am ready.
Okay, let's go.
University of Dayton Flyers. I grew up there, and I saw it again and again, a team that struggles on the road. They get a team coming in that hasn't played there before. It used to be Syracuse would come into Dayton every 8 years. We'd always beat them. That is an extremely difficult arena to play in if you have not played there before, and I know Boise hasn't. And I love what Miller does. Screams too much at his players, but I saw the Christian Laettner 30 for 30. Maybe that's a good thing, that competitiveness. The fact that Dayton was there last year, beat Syracuse, when it beat Ohio State, made the Final 8. This team's been there. They fully expect to win. The bottom line is if Dayton loses this game, it's the season. All the success of the season will be lost like tears in rain. They need to win this game, and then they can lose the next round. It really doesn't even matter, and they've had a great year. Boise's had a fine year. They'd like to win this game. Dayton needs to win this game. I like the motivation. I like the short turnaround with Boise having to travel. We're on the Dayton Flyers, -4.
Good stuff from Steve Fezzik. Says take Dayton -4 on Wednesday night in the opening round of NCAA action. What do we got next?
Next up, we have, we're not going to take 2 chalks here. We already took 1, so we're going to be on I'm guessing, Teddy hasn't let me know yet, but Davidson's playing Iowa. We're going to be breaking that game down. I think Mr. Cover is going to be on Davidson, but we will have to wait and see. Come back and join us pregame.tv.
Beauty.